Okay, so I wouldn't call this breaking news. I would call this very disturbing news. So anyway, the New York Mets have fired their general manager, Jared Porter. Ready? After finding out he sent explicit, unsolicited, graphic, uninvited text messages to a female reporter in 2016. You probably already know what I'm talking about if you're a guy. Um, this is pretty long and very disturbing, so get ready. Owner Steve Cohen tweeted this morning on Tuesday that the Mets, and they quote, have terminated Jared Porter this morning, which comes 12 hours after ESPN's Mina Keems and Jeff Passan reported about this. I'll leave both links in the description down below for you guys to check it out because this is a very complicated situation. And get this, this started after Porter began complimenting a girl who, by the way, both of them worked in the Cubs front office in 2016. Um, and and this all started by complimenting her look. And he sent her over 60 messages, including photos of, yeah, I'm not even going to explain because you probably already know what it is at this point. So let's just not talk about that for the kids' sake. Anyway, and then she responded, quote, this is extremely inappropriate, very offensive, and getting out of line. Could you please stop sending offensive photos or messages spelled MSG, end quote. And Porter later apologized in multiple text messages. Now, I want to get to a couple of quotes that Steve Cohen, the owner of the Mets, said. He said, in my initial press conference, I spoke about the importance of integrity, and I meant it. There should be zero tolerance for this type of behavior. And Mets president Sandy Alderson had something to say about this too. She said the New York Mets terminated general manager Jared Porter effective immediately. Jared's actions, as reflected by events disclosed last night, failed to meet the Mets standards in professionalism and personal conduct. And this was, of course, reported by ESPN. So I've been talking. I usually start with these kind of things, but I'll give it to you, Mario, since I've been talking long enough. I don't know what to say, man.
Well, when something this serious comes up, especially topics like these, usually I tell you we don't know what happened, so I can't say nothing. But SportsCenter just recently did a video exposing the text of him, literally exposing his text. So now I know it's proven that this man did this type of stuff, or it's pretty obvious that he has. Okay, so with that being said, Jared Porter, I'm ashamed. This is unprofessional. This is a bad look for baseball. It's a bad look for him, and he is a good general manager. Okay, very good. This dude's got three World Series rings. They don't give anybody. You have to be a really good general manager to get 3 World Series rings. Put it that way. And with that being said, this is absolutely unprofessional. It's absolutely unacceptable, especially what he was going through. Especially him continuing it. 60 text messages, too much. Okay, what he was texting her, absolutely inappropriate. This is disgusting behavior right here. I'm sorry, but that's what it is. And I mean, he doesn't deserve to have another job ever. I'm keeping it honest. He deserves prison time. He deserves to never be hired by anyone. Okay, because let me be honest with you. When we say people make mistakes, that's absolutely true. But this is sad.
This is not a mistake. This is something you do not do on accident.
60 times.
That's something you just don't do on accident.
60 messages. You're bothering this girl. She's ignoring you. She's telling you to stop, and you're not doing it. Like do you understand do you understand exactly what you just done? You're one of the most decorated general managers in the game. You have 3 World Series.
Mind you, he just got hired by the Mets last month. He hasn't even had his job for a month.
Right, you have 3 World Series rings. What are you doing? Simple. This is sad, man. This is sad. This is disturbing. This is depressing as hell. And let this be a lesson to people that what you do, the mistakes that you make can definitely alter your future. The mistakes you make, which is why if you made any mistakes in the past, it's time for you to better yourself. It's not time. You know what I'm saying? This is time for you to better yourself. People can change. I absolutely believe that. But if you continue making mistakes from the past, it's going to catch up to you.
Right, and Sandy Alderson also said this about the Mets. Jared Porter. I forgot to mention this. She said that her and the New York Mets will be reviewing the facts regarding the serious issue. Also known that the Mets have taken these matters very seriously, expect professional and ethical behavior from all of our employees, and certainly do not condone the conduct described in the ESPN story. And if we find that video by SportsCenter, we'll put it in the link down below in the
Right.
description.
And let me explain one more thing, okay? Let me explain everything that's embarrassing about this. A, what you're doing. Okay, that's number one. Number two, what you're sending this girl. Okay. Number three, she's not interested in you. She is not interested in you. She kept leaving you ignored. Not even on red. Not even on red. She left you on she left you without even reading the text. She is not interested in you, and you continue to go after this girl when she's not interested in you. That's what's sad about this. You're doing all this, and she's not even interested in you. And I'm not promoting this by no means. I'm not promoting this type of behavior by no means. Okay, this is absolutely unacceptable. And if anybody does this, shame on you. Okay, it's disappointing. But she's not even interested in you.
So why do you keep doing it?
Right. Move on. What are you doing? I think it was a bunch of texts like, I want to see you. Do you want to see me? If she doesn't respond to you, clearly she doesn't want to see you. Okay? He was sending her hotels, freaking food excuse my language, food at the hotels. Like, come on, let's be real here. Like, let's be real here. This is sad. Like, it's depressing on your part. She's not interested in you. Move on with your life. And then he eventually started texting, apologize. So you know what? I mean, he apologized. That doesn't make anything right at all. But like, some people just don't. So you get what I'm saying? But other than that, everything about what he did was terrible. Everything. It's sad. It's depressing. It's terrible. It's lame. It's inexcusable. And I'm going to be honest, he messed up his whole career right there.
I'm surprised she didn't. I'm going to tell you this right now, right? I'm pretty sure sexting, which is the definition of what he did, is illegal.
Right.
I'm pretty sure that's a crime if I'm wrong.
Not
correct me.
It depends. In this case, I assume I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah, because I think there's like different versions of it.
We're not lawyers or anything like that, but if she tells you to stop doing it and you're clearly doing it more, then you can get
charged for that. So I mean, like you said, if you would consider this a crime, which I mean, if it went over to this point, then I probably would. I'm surprised she didn't try and charge him with anything. Because if I was in her position and something like this was happening to me, I'm probably going to go to the authorities. I mean, that's just, and the fact that here's my problem with this. All right, my biggest problem. This dude just got hired by the Mets a month ago. Right. December 13th to be exact with you. So a little over a month. Excuse me. I think I said earlier that he was hired less than a month ago. A little over a month ago. Excuse me. You just got this job. You were a GM or you were with the Boston Red Sox with some of the greatest dynasties that teams ever created ever. You went to the Cubs and you did the same exact thing. You just punish your own legacy. Because right. you want to send women, you know what, I'm not gonna say it on here because it's just too inappropriate. You get what I'm saying?
Right. And one other thing is I expect this is gonna take long. This investigation is gonna be long. So it's gonna be a long time since he gets anything. But I expect this investigation to be long, and I want it to be long.
Right.
Because I don't want none of these facts messed up. I want every single piece of evidence on him so he can get arrested, so he can get charged for this stuff. Okay, if you're going to do an investigation, do it right. We can easily do a quick investigation, but then guess what? Now we're complaining about how long he's going to prison. Now we're complaining about him may not even go into prison because you didn't do you didn't do the necessary steps for a successful investigation. That's what I'm looking for, a detailed investigation. If it takes you quicker to get everything you need, then fine. But I need to see, most likely it ain't going to take that quick. You know what I'm saying? Most likely it's going to be a long investigation. That's what I expect from the MLB, okay? It's easy for us to say we want this dude in prison quick. But if you want this guy really in prison, if they're really this bad of a human being, you want them in prison, you're going to wait so they can get all the evidence possible to lock them up. So there's no excuse, okay? Because remember, when you go for court cases like these, usually they have a jury, okay? If the jury can't agree 12-0 that you're guilty, you're not going to prison. It could stay 11-1 for the whole time. You're not going to prison. It needs to be 12 jurors to none. All 12 jurors have to agree this man's guilty, send him to prison. And that's exactly what I expect to happen. A long, thorough investigation. Find everything you need to lock this man up, or find anything you need to give him the right punishment, and then the whole situation, and then the situation will conclude there. Not that the situation will ever be done. What he did was messed up, and she'll never forget it. And I feel very sad, and I do feel bad for the female reporter for being harassed like that. That's one thing we didn't talk about, because I mean, most likely she ain't watching this, but if she is, I wanted to know that I do feel bad that she has been harassed by this man.
Absolutely unacceptable. It's unnecessary.
Right.
It's scary to a
But
lot of women.
let this be a lesson, okay? Don't you're making everybody makes mistakes, but you know what? Don't continue making the same mistakes, okay? Just remember, this is serious. The stuff you do outside of your work. If it's stuff like this, okay, it's bad.
Very,
It's
very
going.
serious.
It's very serious, and it will drastically, and jobs look at this stuff just to prove it. This stuff does come out, and then and then it's really not a good look. So with that being said, I hope that the MLB goes through a big investigation through this. I hope they get the right amount of evidence in order to prove this man guilty, because he already has been proven guilty. But I just hope they get as much as possible, so there's no rejecting it.
Probably more
And
to
I
it.
mean, last before we end this video, I just want to say, I'm trying to get the right words. I just want to say I feel bad. I'm sorry that the female reporter had to go through this and had to go through this type of sexual harassment, because obviously this is a serious topic, and I mean this is probably much more serious to her. And so with that being said, I am sorry that she had to go through this.
Right, and I do apologize for her for being in a situation like that. I wish her the best of luck moving forward. It's just something not joke around about, kids. As for the New York Mets, I do wish them the best of luck in finding a general manager, given that they just fired him. Um,
Agree.
so and I hope the MLB figures this out. Good luck to the female reporter, and good luck to the New York Mets on finding a new general manager.